Now I've cut it and polished the edges, I want to form it so it becomes a ring, so it fits into the groove in the piece of timber. I could try and use my fingers, but even though aluminium is soft, it's not that soft. If you remember, I said I wanted to keep the plastic side as my outside so I don't damage it. And what we're going to use to form it around is this tube. And we're going to clamp it in a vise so we can hold it in the tube, and then we're going to use a special mallet to hit it and bend it around. You'll notice that the tube is relatively smooth, and you need to be careful because any of the lumps, nicks, if there's any big ones, as you hit it with a hammer, they will appear on your piece of aluminium. When I'm using it with the vise, I find it easiest to hit towards the bench because then it's tipping against this part and it's stronger. It's a bit of a juggling act to get the three parts done. Again, I've kept the masking tape inside so I'm not damaging my aluminium and I'm not putting marks on the former. So I need to bring it so that the tube is in the vise and my piece of metal is in the vise. The tube needs to be horizontal, the outside, one side of the metal needs to be vertical. So we can check that. And then I'm going to hit it with a special mallet. This is called a rawhide mallet. You might be able to see that it's made up of layers that have been curled around and then they're hole drilled through to put them on the handle and pins put through to stop them uncurling. In an ideal world, the face here is as smooth as possible. We're using rawhide because when we hit the aluminium, the rawhide is softer than the aluminium, so the aluminium will dent the rawhide, not the rawhide denting the metal. Always hold the hammer at the end because then the swing of the head is straighter. If you hold it here, it swings at a funny angle, and we're not applying too much force, just enough to bend the metal. Keep the hammer square onto it, so not at one angle or another, square on, and sometimes I use my thumb at the top to hold it, but I'm going to use the hammer to just bash the metal around. When I get around to a point where I can't hit it anymore because the vise is in the way, then I need to undo the vise and just move it around until I can get to a fresh bit and tighten it up there. And I've gone slightly off square with mine. And again, I just need to curl it round a little bit more to get it onto here, and then I can finish up with this bit. So the first curl is just around there. It's still a little bit loose, not quite tight enough, so this time I put the tube in vertically and my aluminium can be on like that, and as long as I'm hitting in line with the vise, I can use my hand on one side to start to tidy the hole up by hitting it against the tube like this. Don't hit your fingers, that will hurt. And eventually we will get it close enough that with a little bit of squeezing it will fit in and sit in the tube. This one was very simple, so I can get it round like this. My original one, the one that's got my initials, RJP, because it's got thin bits, you have to make sure that you are hitting all the way round. If you hit in a few bits where it's thinner, where there's less material, instead of curling, it'll just bend at an angle. And if you bend it too many times backwards and forwards to try and straighten it and correct it, you know what will happen, it'll snap. So the more detail you've got on it, the more care you're going to have to take with folding it.